Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to a little bonus episode of the Two-Man Game. It's not going to be our typical podcast. Ryan is actually getting his wisdom teeth out tomorrow as we're recording this. We're recording this the same day as the podcast episode that we uploaded over the weekend. It should be out Friday morning. And so we thought we'd go ahead and film this bonus content for y'all just in case Ryan isn't ready to go for next week. So Ryan went ahead and put together a game. I'm going to let him go ahead and explain it real quick, and we'll go and get into it. I'm hopefully going to do well. I guess we'll see how it goes. But Ryan, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so basically how the game works, and shout out to John Boy Media Baseball channel. I watch a lot of their content. I know Connor does too, but they have so many good games and they're so creative, and I always want to steal them. So if there's any way they ever see this or think we're stealing their content, we kind of are, but their content is awesome.
Basketball, though. It's basketball.
It's basketball, exactly.
It's different.
So how it's going to work is Connor is going to pull up a tier list of all the NBA teams. I have picked out 6 players that have played for 24 of the 30 teams. He doesn't know the players. He's going to write them in the tier list. And then he has to correctly not only put the teams that these players have played for in the tier list, but also do the right order if you want to see a perfect score. Top George Hill.
George Hill, okay.
We have Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith Jr., okay.
John Wall.
John Wall.
And you might butcher some of these spellings. Jonas Valanciunas. We'll see
I know how to spell their names.
Okay. Alex Caruso.
Okay. I'm going to have to add one down below.
Yep. And Gary Harris.
Okay. Gary Harris. Okay. Interesting.
It cut off the teams, though. I can only say.
Man, I should have had this set up beforehand. Okay. Let's zoom back out. And do that. Now we're getting another ad. Man, we're not sponsored by any of these people. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So I just got to go through these. I can do any order.
Any order, and there should be 6 teams left. You get 1 point for every team you get right, and then you get an extra point if you get them right. Well, actually, we'll make it 2 because I feel like it's kind of hard. So 2 if you get the right order.
Okay. So I'm going to start with, and this is only these are just teams that they've played an NBA game for.
Yes. If they're on the roster but never played a game, it does not count.
Okay. I'm going to start with Gary Harris at the bottom. He played in Denver to start off and then Orlando. So I feel good about that. Caruso, I believe he's only played NBA games. I know he was on our G League team, but I don't think he ever played a game. He never played a game for us. But the Lakers and the Chicago Bulls. So I feel good about those. Jonas Valanciunas would be a Raptor. Then he was a Memphis Grizzly and then a Pelican. I feel pretty good about that so far. I'm trying to get as many teams off the board.
Nope, that's what I figured your strategy would be.
John Wall was a Wizard to start off. Then he was a Houston Rocket. And then he was a Clipper. I don't think he's been anywhere else. George Hill is the one that's going to screw me up. George Hill has been everywhere. Dennis Smith Jr. was a Maverick first. Then he was I feel like I should have this a little bit smaller. No, but this is still, no, we'll keep it like this. Okay, he was a Dallas Maverick. Then he was a Knick. I think he was in Portland at one point. Wasn't he in Portland?
I don't know, was he?
Okay, I know he was a Knick next. I think he might have been in Portland for a moment. And then Charlotte and then Brooklyn. I can't remember if he actually was in Portland or I'm tripping. How many teams am I supposed to have at the end here again?
There should be 6 teams left.
6 teams left. Okay.
Yep.
6 teams left. George Hill, bro. Where did George Hill? I think
it might be better to work backwards for him, I feel like.
George Hill started in Indiana. I know that. Where did he go next? Was it Utah next? Because he's been everywhere. Okay, I'm going to put the teams up there that I know. He's been on the Jazz. He was for us. He played for the Sixers. He played for the Bucks. He played for, oh my God. How many teams again am I supposed to have left?
6.
6? Good Lord. How many teams has George Hill played for? He was on the Kings. I know that.
I don't know. Maybe they're not all George Hill.
I could be missing a team for someone else. I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. has been anywhere else. I'll go back through in a moment. So 6 up. So I've got 3 teams left on this list that have to go somewhere. What other teams did Hill play for? Hill, I think he was a Timberwolf. He was a Cav. I know he was a Cavalier because he played with LeBron there. Was he on any of these other teams? I think he was a Spur at one point. Okay. I think he was a Spur first and then a Pacer. Wait, God, where did George Hill go from there?
And I will preface this by saying George Hill might have been one of them, but there's definitely a player on the next list. If they played for the team twice, and when you're doing the order, you need to do the first occurrence, like when they first
Okay.
played for the team, because some of these players went back and forth to teams.
Okay.
Like when I was making this.
I think it was Indiana, then Utah. I think it was that. Then I think it was Sacramento. How did we get George Hill again? What team did we pick him up from? Where did George Hill come from for us? I'm trying to remember where. So I know he was on Cleveland because he was there in 2018. He played for y'all after us. He was on the Bucks here at some point. I'm pretty sure he was on the Bucks. When was he on the Bucks? What was the last team George Hill played? The last team he played for was the Bucks. But did George Hill play there twice? Because I know you said I do the first occurrence. I know the last team he was on was the Bucks. But did he play for the Bucks beforehand?
That's the question.
I feel like he did. Was he on their championship team? I don't know, man. I don't remember.
Try to think of the roster. Who was on the team?
He played for us in he played for y'all in the championship year. Because that was 2020, 2021 with the Al Horford, George Hill year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was then. What did he really? Maybe he didn't play for Minnesota. The Timberwolves.
I know you've been mentioning every team but the Timberwolves.
For some reason, the Wolves. I get Jeff Teague and him confused at times, like what teams they played for.
Or does seem like someone that would have been on Minnesota.
Exactly. Gary Harris. I know those are the only two teams he's played for. He never played for Atlanta, did he? Instead of Minnesota. For some reason, now Atlanta's coming to mind. When did
he wasn't a Heatle?
I know he wasn't a Heatle. I know none of these teams have played for none of these players have played for the Warriors, because I know Caruso, I believe, was in their G League at one point. Oh wait, did he ever play a game for the Warriors? Did Alex Caruso ever play a game for Golden State? That's a possibility. And maybe I'm tripping about the Wolves. I know he was on their G League team. I can't remember if he played like a single game for them. But okay, I need to hurry this up. So I feel pretty good about this order here. I'm trying to remember how we got George Hill. It was in that, I think it was there was the Dennis Schroeder trade. It was after when we blew up the team in 2021 offseason, or the 2020 offseason going into 2021. So we traded away Schroeder, Adams, Chris Paul was gone. What team did we get George Hill from? I know it wasn't you guys. It wasn't the Pelicans and the Steven Adams trade. I think it was a 3-team deal. If I remember correctly, that involved maybe the Kings. Was it the Kings that he was involved with? I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go with something like this. The Wolves are weird. I don't know if he ever actually played for the Wolves. I'm just going to move them off here and say Caruso did play a game for the Warriors because I don't want to get that one wrong.
Okay.
I'm taking too long. I'm just going to go ahead and go with this.
You're going to lock in?
Yeah, we'll just lock in with this.
All righty. So for Gary,
wait, hold on, real quick. I was thinking about this order because I don't remember where the hell he came from. Just go with this.
Okay.
Whatever.
You locking in?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
All right. Gary Harris, you got correct.
Okay, I felt
Alex
good about that
Caruso, he never played a game for the Warriors.
I overthought it.
That was a good idea though.
I wanted to. I would have felt really smart if I got that one. So it's okay.
I didn't. I don't think I ended up. Let me make sure I didn't put him in the other list real quick. No, I didn't. I had Nurkic in this list originally, and I was gonna see if you remember the Nuggets games.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would have gotten those.
Yeah. So I was trying to find someone that was like sneaky like that, but he just didn't fit with the thing. Mm-hmm. Valanciunas, you got correct.
Okay.
John Wall, you got correct.
Okay.
Dennis Smith Jr., you are missing a team.
I'm missing a team. What team? What other team was he on? Hold on.
I'll give you a second to see if you can remember.
What team was he on?
But every team you have there is correct and in the correct order. But there's a team missing in between somewhere.
I know he wasn't a Sun. He wasn't on the Heat. He wasn't on the Celtics. Was he a Piston?
He was a Piston.
Okay. Now I can envision him.
In between Knicks and Portland.
Knicks in Portland.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. There was some trade. I don't remember what it was. I was trying to remember.
Was it Nerlens Noel?
That's what I was thinking.
Was it maybe that deal?
I don't know.
I can picture him as a Piston.
Yeah. And then he was on that tanking Blazers team, and then he was on Charlotte and then Brooklyn.
Okay.
George Hill, you got really, really, really close.
Okay.
It was Spurs, Pacers, Jazz, Kings, Cavs, Bucks, Thunder,
Mm.
Sixers, and then he ended up with the Bucks. But he
Okay,
did play
yeah.
for the Bucks before y'all. That was a
I
team.
thought he did. I couldn't remember. This was a gap right here. I should have
Yeah.
moved the Bucks up here because I knew there was a gap between us.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember what deal was involved in. But okay, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. What'd you think about that? Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. I feel pretty good. I feel like I did a pretty good job. A couple small things. I tried to get too big brained with the Alex Caruso thing, but
I think this next one's a little bit tougher.
okay.
So just go ahead and clear the list.
All right.
We're gonna start Trevor Ariza.
Oh, Christ. Trevor Ariza's on so many teams, man.
It's crazy that I made this work. Then we got Juancho Hernan Gomez.
Good Lord, man.
I had it took me like 20 minutes to make.
Okay.
We have Chris Middleton,
Okay.
Dakota Mathias,
Bro, come on. This is absurd.
Dorian Finney-Smith,
Okay. Oh my God. He played for some of these teams too.
and Paul George.
Okay. Let's start with
So
Paul George.
You will have 5 teams left.
Okay. We're starting with Paul George, Pacer, Oklahoma City
And
Thunder.
actually, I'm gonna time you too for this one. So all right,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you how much time do you think you?
Give me like 7 minutes.
7
I don't think I'm gonna try not to take that long, but if you give me 5 minutes, I'm gonna
you
start.
You keep
panicking.
cooking. I'm putting on a timer for 7.
Okay. Pistons for Chris Middleton. That's where he was first, and then the Bucks. I feel good about that. Dorian Finney-Smith. He has been so many places. I know obviously he was on the Mavericks and then the Nets most recently. Where else was he? I know he was in at least one more spot. I think he was a Cav at one point, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure he was a Cavalier. That may just be me thinking of the wine-colored jerseys that Virginia Tech plays in because that's where I went to school.
The Hokies.
Yeah. Dakota Mathias. I know he played for y'all and he was a Grizzly. I don't know if there were any other teams. I know that much. God, man. I don't know. I can't remember where Trevor Ariza started. I know he was a Houston Rocket. I believe from the Rockets, he became a Wizard. I know he ended his career with the Lakers. He was on the Heat at one point. God, man.
And I will say the reason I think there were 2 or 3 teams he played for multiple times, so you need to get the first instant.
There's no shot I'm getting the order right on this. I just want to try and get as many teams as possible.
Okay.
So you said 5 teams left?
Yep. So you got a lot more cooking to go.
Juancho. I know he was a Nugget. I know he was a Timberwolf. I know he was a Pelican. I couldn't tell you what the other teams were. I think he was a Knick. Bro, there was no shot. But wasn't Ariza Nick?
He was just picking teams, bro.
Was Ariza Nick? Bro, I don't know. There were so many other teams here. What other teams? Ariza played for the Kings. Ariza played for Portland, I believe, at one point. I know he was a Phoenix Sun. I think that might have even been where he started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 more teams. Where else did Dorian Finney-Smith play for? That's the question. He was on some other teams. Was he a Spur? I feel like I'm just making things up.
You're just trying to picture Dorian Finney-Smith in every team's uniform.
That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm completely blanking. Okay, Paul George, I got.
I don't know. Was Paul George on another team, bro?
Absolutely not. I know he was not. Dakota Mathias, I got right. I know Paul George was like technically drafted.
I don't know.
No.
Did Dakota Mathias play for someone during COVID?
I mean, he might have, dude. I don't know.
I'm just playing seeds at this point.
Dakota Mathias, I'm gonna leave like this. Paul George, I'm gonna leave like this. Dorian Finney-Smith. What other team was he? A Knick? I can't remember what the other team he was on was. I know he started his career and played like a few games here and there, didn't play a lot, and eventually got on a team where he had a spot. It might have been the Knicks, but I feel like I can imagine Juancho. Bro, this list is crazy. Juancho Hernan Gomez.
This is some mad science.
The only time that these players have all been mentioned in the same breath. Juancho was a Spur. I remember that now. He was a Spur, I think. Now that I've said it, I feel a lot less confident. 5 teams left. I have 3 more teams to go. Where else was Trevor Ariza? He might have been a Jazz. He might have been on the Utah Jazz.
He might have been.
None of these players, I think, ever played for the Hornets. I'm going to move teams that I don't want to the end here.
Yeah.
I'm going to help myself out real quick. I'm going to make
a tier list.
Whoops. I'm going to make a tier below that's like eliminated.
Okay.
Just so I can get this out of my head.
So that has to have 5 teams need to be in that.
So I think I don't think the Hornets. I don't think any of these players played for the Hornets. The Magic, maybe. Oh, Juancho was a Celtic. He was a Celtic. I know that. I have no the order for a reason. Juancho is going to be all out of whack. Same thing with Dorian Finney-Smith. I think he played for another team, at least one. I don't think anyone here was a Bull. I don't think Juancho might have been a Bull. Now I say this, I'm going to put them here for right now. He feels like a player that would have been on the Bull. Got Juancho Hernangomez. Come on, man. Bo Cruz, you're going to do this to me.
I know. I had to do Bo Cruz.
I don't think anyone here was a Raptor. I don't think so. I think Ariza might have been, but I think I'm just picturing him in a Rockets uniform. He's been on like 3 different red teams. He might have been on Utah. Was he on Golden State? God, I don't know. I don't think anyone here was Orlando. Juancho feels like a player that could have been in Orlando at one point, but I don't think so. I need to eliminate teams. These 3 teams are interesting. Okay. So for Dorian Finney-Smith, I think he was a Cavalier. He was on the Mavericks and the Nets. I believe there was a team here in the middle. I cannot think of what that team was. It might have been the Knicks, and I may be just hallucinating Juancho in a Knicks jersey. That's a possibility.
Cruz, the best Knick ever.
That's a possibility. I know he was on the Nuggets and then the Timberwolves. I feel good about that order. I think he was on the Spurs later. I think he was a Celtic and then a Spur, but he might have been he feels like a player that was a Spur twice. I don't think he was on the Knicks. The more that I think about it, I don't think he was on the Knicks. I think I'm hallucinating. Where did he start? I think it was Denver. I believe he was on the Pelicans at 1.2. That might have been where he played most recently. This order feels wrong, but I feel good about most of these teams. The Knicks are now again up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Ariza, I believe he started as a Sun. I know PJ Tucker did, and I think I may be confusing their routes, but I think he started as a Sun.
I'm going to give you one hint. You
okay.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Suns were one of Ariza's team, but they were his 6th team.
They were his 6th team? Lord. Yep. Okay.
Yep. That'll be the only hint you get.
They were his 6th team? Oh, God. Yep. Okay. The Lakers are where he ended his career. I don't think he played after the Lakers. Where did he start? Did he start as a Rocket or was it a Wizard? He might have started as a... I know he got to the Wizards at some point. I can't remember when. I think Heat were later. Portland feels like it was kind of in the middle. But how did he get to the Heat? From the Heat to the Suns? I've got no idea. I know he was a Wizard at one point.
You're down to a minute, by the way.
Oh, my God. I remember him being a King. I think I'm going to go with this order. I think this is the order I'm going to go with for Ariza. It's not right. I know it's not right.
You still got to eliminate 3 teams.
I know I do. Where did Dorian Finney-Smith play? I'm just going to put the Knicks up here. I think he was a Knick at some point. For some reason, I'm picturing him as a Knick. The Utah Jazz. Did Juancho ever play for them? I still have to eliminate 2 of these teams.
Yeah.
It's Juancho, bro. It is something about Juancho. Unless Ariza has another team. Oh, bro, he might have been a Hawk. He might have been a Hawk. 30 seconds? Okay. I think, actually, now that I think about it, I think he went Wizards to Heat. I think I remember this. He went from Wizards to Heat. I'm going to do this, and then Portland. I'm going to do that order. The Golden State Warriors. Was Dorian Finney-Smith? He feels like a player that could have played for them for like half a second. I'm going to move him off this list, or move them off this list for now. The Atlanta Hawks, I think Juancho might have ended up there at some point. I'm just going to throw them in the middle.
There's your timer.
Okay, I'm almost done. Utah, bro, I don't know. I don't know where the hell Utah is. Probably. Oh, Ariza was a Jazz. He was a Jazz. When was he a Jazz? I don't know. I'm going to put it in the middle of Portland and Sacramento. I don't know. Let's just go with this. I used all my time up. I guess.
You got 1, 2, 3. 3 of the lines completely correct.
Okay. I'm guessing it's Paul George, Chris Middleton, and one of these 2.
Yep. All right. So Paul George. Actually, Paul George is correct.
Okay.
Dorian Finney-Smith is incorrect. He only played for Dallas and the Nets.
He never played in Cleveland?
Nope.
God, man, I was mixing up his Virginia Tech jersey. Okay, I'll move those.
You were right that he was kind of like a role player. I mean, he is a role player, but he didn't really play a lot, and then he kind of picked up in Dallas.
For some reason, I swear
he might have been on someone's G League team, but on Basketball Reference, he only have him for Dallas.
I think he was somewhere in the G. I think he played somewhere in the G League first. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't make his NBA debut until he was 23.
I big brained it. Okay, so Juancho and Trevor Ariza played for even more teams than I remember.
Yep. Dakota Mathias is correct.
Okay.
I remember he did, because I was worried about this when I made the list. Because he did get picked up by the Jazz. We never played a game for them. So
okay. I do remember that, actually.
Yeah. Chris Middleton is correct. Wancho, you are right with Denver. You are right with Minnesota. The next team was Boston.
Boss was next. Okay.
Then it was the Spurs.
Okay. Atlanta was way later than I thought, if they even were a team.
Then he played for Utah.
Man, it felt like he could be a player that plays in Utah.
And then he ended his career in Toronto.
That's where it was. Oh, because I remember the Bo Cruz stuff when they picked him up. Okay.
Now,
so is this right now? Was he never Pelican?
No, he was not.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to give you the team. So Ariza, you are right about 3. He played for all those teams, but there are more you forgot.
Of course I did.
So I'm going to give you the teams, and I'll give you one crack of the order. We'll see if you can get it.
There's no way I get the order. Oh, let me guess the teams.
Okay.
So I need to pick up 3 more teams. I think he was a Warrior. Now that I think about it.
He was not a Warrior.
Okay, he was not a Warrior. He was a Knick.
He was a Knick.
Okay, I remember him being a Knick now. Was he a Pelican?
He was.
Okay, that makes sense.
And one more team.
What? No,
Nope.
I don't think he was an Atlanta Hawk. No, I just picked that one up. That one didn't count. That one didn't count. Was he in Orlando?
He was.
Did he play really early in his career in Orlando?
He might have. So now I'll give you a chance to pick the order. We'll see how close you get.
There is no shot in the world.
I know pure psycho behavior. If you can get this order right.
I know the Lakers are the last team. I'm going to say he started his career in Orlando now. Now that feels right.
And like I said, he played for 2 of these teams twice.
Bro, I don't know. Pelicans. I think Pelicans might have been after Rockets. You said the Suns were the 6th team. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have to go here.
7th. They were the 6th team in your order that you had, or like out of what you had, I think.
Okay.
It's actually 7th.
I'm just gonna go with this.
You're pretty close.
Okay.
It was Orlando.
Okay, and that he did start Orlando.
Knicks, Lakers, actually, which I didn't even know.
Oh, because he came back. He came back there.
Yep. Then it was Houston, New Orleans, Wizards.
Okay.
Suns, Kings, Portland, Miami. And then he did end with the Lakers, and there was like a stint where he went back to the Heat. And I think he might have went back to the Wizards too. So
okay. Well,
that's what made him tough too, because he went back.
That's the thing. I can picture him in like 30 different jerseys. I've just got no clue about the order, about any of the ones that he was in.
Yeah. So basically how I went about this was I started with like the hard players, and then I kind of like worked my way down with the teams that are left. Like I had like 10 teams left. I was like, all right, who can I find that's played for like a couple teams, and then fits the list.
Well, this one was definitely more difficult. I feel all right. I feel all right about how I did. Yeah. I got a lot of the teams. Trevor Ariza, I completely forgot he played for a couple of these teams. Now I can picture him in all these uniforms. And then Dorian Finney-Smith. It was the same thing with Caruso. I tried to big brain it too much. I tried to go a little too crazy, but I feel like I did all right.
Yeah, I think you did pretty good. And
I don't think it was the worst.
And now I'm curious if we have people in the comments like, "Oh, how did you not know that Trevor Ariza was learned at Magic to start out?" So I'm curious to see what people in the comments say and what they think.
Now that it's there, I do remember him starting off with Orlando. I could not remember where he started.
It's some memory that's just like chalked away in the back.
I've suppressed the Trevor Ariza Orlando Magic days, but
yeah.
All right. Well, this is how I did. I know we didn't keep track of points really. I guess
it didn't really matter because you weren't competing against anyone. I guess that it doesn't really matter.
If how well you did. Yeah, maybe at some point we'll try and find maybe we can grab Matt on here on the podcast or something to like set something up for us at some point. We can compete against each other, but yeah, I feel like I did a decent job. If any of you did better than me down below in the comments, let me know. I'm sure some of you beat me playing, at home. You don't understand the stress of the podcast room, but also there's this fly that's been flying around my desk all day. So I'm going to blame it on that for me forgetting that Trevor Ariza was a Pelican. But we appreciate y'all tuning in to this episode, or I guess not episode of the 2-man game, but this little side video for the 2-man game. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed the podcast episode that we're actually going to go record now that we finished this. But we appreciate y'all watching. Take care. Ryan, thank you for setting up the game. I'm sure we'll do more stuff like this.
Yeah, let us know if you guys like this type of content. We can record more because I stalk that channel and watch it all the time. So there's so many video ideas I have from that channel that we could translate into basketball. And definitely check out JM Baseball if you're a baseball fan. You want like trivia videos that are like really original and like really fun to watch and interesting. They have some good people over there. So
yeah, go check it out. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Take care. Peace. Also, like and subscribe if you made it to the end. Why not?